What is up, you guys? Welcome to session number 81. We took a few weeks off, but now we are back. We have the account sitting at 29,769, working on the 30K portfolio balance, trying to get above that. We have a total market value of 24,388 there. Cash balance, we have a 9,324. So we have a third, pretty much a third in cash. So, we're working off last week, the market, and we have the S&P rising as Wall Street looks to build on last week's momentum, and that is due to the Federal Reserve cutting rates last week. Jerome Powell came out and cut rates by 50 basis points for the first time since 2020, guys. So, we could look here. S&P rose Monday as traders look to build on the sharp gains seen last week following the Federal Reserve's interest rate cut. We have the broad market index adding 0.23%. We'll take a look at that in a minute. We have NASDAQ trading higher, and we also have the Dow trading higher as well. And here it is. The moves come from a winning week on Wall Street that's centered around the Federal Reserve's decision to cut rates. It's first cut in 4 years, as I mentioned, since 2020. We did have some choppiness last week, as I did do a video on that. We saw as soon as the rate cut was announced, we did see a lot of choppiness throughout the day. And that's normal when a big announcement like this is announced. We don't know what the emotions are to these traders and investors. So, but we did see the market overall go up, and we're working on that. We're working off those gains this week and seeing if it will continue to move higher. We have investors parse fresh economic data on Monday, including a 15-month low reading for PMI manufacturing activity in the U.S. for August. There's one other thing I do want to get into, and that's Brian Burrell, Thornburg Investment Management Portfolio. He says, quote unquote, "We're entering a period where there will be election risk, and the Fed will be looking at data, particularly labor markets, as we see softening, especially in the lower end of the U.S." So, we have this election. We moved past the interest rate cuts, and market tend to, do positive based on that news. That was one thing I was worried about. The next thing is this election coming up, guys. So it is crucial. We're not sure what the market is going to be doing building up to this election. So that is the next thing we got to get past. And then I think after that, if everything goes according to plan, we will see stocks do well. If they don't, you have to be prepared, guys. You have to have cash available. If it doesn't, that's our strategy. Dollar cost averaging, $50 a day. We build positions every day. We also run cover calls on commodities, silver, and we think it's a good strategy for, really building a portfolio slowly, but in the long run, it will turn out well for us. So, really, we moved past Federal Reserve, them cutting rates the first time in 4 years. Now we need to figure out what the market is going to be doing, and we have to be prepared on what it's going to do this election season coming up. So that is the news, guys. This is CNBC live updates. You guys can find this article right here in the description below, so feel free to take a look at that if you wanted to take a look at what I look at for news every single day. So as I mentioned, we are seeing the portfolio at 29,774. We're inching away to that 30K mark. First time for the Mogul Fellows portfolio if we hit that 30. Total market value 20, and then cash balance 9. We see S&P 500 right here, ticker symbol SPY, one of the main index funds for the S&P 500. We do see it in near overbought values, guys. So typically I like to look at index, especially the S&P 500, to see where the market is at in general. So right now we might not see a lot of deals because everyone is running those stocks up. I like to buy in oversold value, so the opposite of this, and when the stock is down, hence buy low, sell high, guys. So we could be trimming some stuff today as we see the market, the overall market in overbought territory. So now we want to jump in to our silver position here. We did, let's pull it up here. So if we look at the market value, we have roughly a third of our portfolio, a little over, in silver, guys. We have 400 shares of silver. We like to run cover calls on commodities. We like to trim our Mogul 30 and then put into silver and then run it, build that position up, build silver up to the point where we're constantly doing cover calls. The more shares we could have, the more contracts we could do, and it's just a snowball going up on income as we keep building that position. So right now we have average price of 25.37. I'll write that down here. We're gonna run a cover call in a minute here. Three cover calls, I believe, on silver here. We did have our silver position not get assigned last week, so we are going to be doing another one. So we could see here, let's go look at cover call. So we made three contracts last week at the 28.50 strike that did not get assigned by expiration. So I believe we got 25 cents per contract. That's 25 cents per share. 100 shares in a contract, that equals out to $75 in premium we collected last week. We had a potential to make $9.39 if it did get assigned. It did not get assigned, so we're gonna just move on and do another one, guys. So we collect the $75, move on, and we're gonna do another covered call position here. So let's go ahead and look at these premiums, see what we want to do with our silver position. So I think we're gonna leave. We could realistically do 4 contracts here. We're only gonna do 3 because if it does get assigned, we want to stay at a lower average price than, you know, because when we sell, when it does get assigned, guys, we got to continue to build back into that position. So we want to leave 100 shares to have a lower average price if it does get assigned. So let's go ahead and look at these premiums. We see 0 day. I think we're going to do a 4-day, guys, and you know, we're looking and we see silver 29 strike at 15 at a 23 delta, 23% chance it will get assigned. That's what delta means. So let's actually look at 2 days. Nope, 2 day doesn't have enough premium here. Let's go ahead. It's not going to be a lot of premium, but we're going to do it anyway to try and lock in some money for, I think, roughly $45 for the Mogul pot here. So let's go ahead, do some math. So if we did a 29 strike and then subtract 25 from that, let's go ahead and do some math. 29 minus the average price of 25.37, that gives us a 363. So that'd be per 100 shares, that'd be $363. We're gonna do 3 contracts, so multiply 363 by 3. That would be, if this did get assigned on Friday, that'd be a $1,089 profit for the Mogul pot, and then plus the 45 we would get in premium, that would be $1,134 potential play here. You know, we will do the 29 strike here, have a potential to make 1,134 if it does get assigned. If it doesn't get assigned, we'll keep our shares and then move on next week and do another cover call, collect that $45, put it straight to the mogul pot. So that is what we're going to do here. So let's go ahead and get this going here. So let's go ahead and do a 29 strike. We're going to do only 3 contracts. That's we have covered, and we want to keep 100 shares. We realistically do 4, but we're going to do 3, keep 100 shares in case it does get assigned, and then build off that position if it does. So let's go ahead and execute this position here. We have a SLV 29 strike. Let's go ahead and lock this in. So 14 cents, that is roughly 41.84. So let's go ahead and lock this in, guys. All right, so we got filled at 14 cents. You know, that is, you know, times 3, $42, and I think with fees it's probably 41. So $42 will be added to the mogul pot here, and just to see what it looks like, the cash for the mogul pot is sitting at 648. You know, there's a bunch of stuff we want to do in the future as far as content and stuff like that, and you know, the blog, and you know, do activities and research and stuff like that. So we are going to be enforcing that you know, funds into activities, research, and such. So actually, let's go ahead and put this back to where it was. All right, so we just enforced 3 contracts at the 14 cent mark. That is a $42 premium. What I will go straight to the pot, and then we have a potential to make that 1,134, guys. So that is the cover call silver of our silver position of the week. So 3 contracts is lined up here. You see that here. So we'll see how that goes by Friday to see if silver gets to 29. If it does, we will get assigned on those 300 shares, and then we'll have to, those 3 contracts, and we'll have to force to sell those at the 29 price. If it does not reach 29, move on, do another cover call next week. So now let's go ahead and see what we have going on as far as deals go for the $50 buy of the day. So, you know, we have Starbucks really down 1.55% on the day here. The biggest stock in the portfolio that's down on the day here, that is sitting at a 35 RSI level, near oversold values at the 30. So let's go ahead and just look at the stocks that are down, that are trying to present a deal here. And I look mainly at the RSI indicator and the moving averages, such as the 200 moving average and the 50-day moving average. We do see Johnson & Johnson presenting a deal here, really coming down towards that 200-day moving average. We'll see if we want to add into this to see if it does bounce, if it does keep going, if it does go down more, we will be prepared to you know, buy more Johnson & Johnson if we do in fact go with Johnson & Johnson today. Let's just look at other stocks here that are red on the day. All right, so far I don't see anything besides, I believe it was Starbucks, that 35. I just don't think that's ready yet to be bought at the 35 RSI. I think tomorrow we'll take a look at Starbucks, but I think today we are going to be going with Johnson & Johnson here at that 33 RSI level, near oversold values here. So let's go ahead and lock in a $50 buy on Johnson & Johnson today. All right, $50 buy of the day, going straight into our Johnson & Johnson position. 0.30667 shares. Let's go and lock this in. All right, so we got filled at 163.04, guys. So that will be added to our position. Let's go take a look at our J&J position. So we have it at 1.48. quantity is 241.57. So, you know, just building this position up to try and trim it in the future. It's not ready yet to be trimmed to add to silver or the mogul pot. But we do have other positions that might need trimming, guys. So that's what we want to try and see right now. Moving on from the $50 buy of the day, did that Johnson & Johnson buy. So let's go ahead and look at the winners today that are on the move. We have Tesla sitting at a 72 RSI level. That is overbought, guys. So we might trim Tesla here. You know, we have 3.6 quantity. Trim this, take the profit, get the capital back for more deals, and then get the profit and move towards the mogul pot. So let's go ahead and trim some of Tesla. We're only going to trim a little bit here. That's what we do, a little bit at a time, guys. Buy a little bit at a time, trim a little bit at a time, and keep doing that, guys. Keep building a low position. When it's high, trim. Keep building the low position. When it gets high, trim. And then you're building a big portfolio in commodity, any stock that you would like. We like to run silver. It's less volatile for us, and we get to collect sweet premiums as well on covered calls. So let's go ahead and trim our Tesla. We're only going to do, I believe we're going to trim, let's go ahead and do some math here. Actually, we might trim 2 shares or 1. So let's do some math. We have overall P&L of 40% and open P&L 258. We're not going to collect all of this right now. We're going to just do some math on what, you know, what is expected. So we have an average price of 176.61. It is currently trading at 247. Let's just say 48. And if it does get executed at that, that would be around a $70 profit per share, guys. So let's go ahead and do 2 of these, and we'll add that straight to the mogul pot, guys. So let's go ahead and trim 2 shares of Tesla here. So go quantity 2. All right. All right, guys, so let's see what we got. Filled at 247.61, so a little bit more than what we anticipated. So let's go ahead and check out the profit we made from each share. So subtract the 176 here, 0.61, $71 times 2 shares here. That'd be $142 trim and profit that will add to the mogul pot here. So that is the trim of the day. So that pretty much wraps up session number 81. We did take a little bit of a break here last couple weeks due to Labor Day, but it is, you know, really good to be back doing this with you guys. And we are going to actually, you know, making these sessions private, guys. So, you know, if you're not a part of the Discord yet, get into the Discord and then access these sessions. Little bits are going to be posted on Instagram, but you know, if you want the whole thing, you guys are going to have to be a part of the Discord. These YouTube videos are going to be private, so get into the Discord while it's free. We are going to be charging by 2025, so get in, be a founding member of the club. Starting 2025, we will be charging. So little recap, you know, Federal Reserve cutting rates last week. Market is tending to take it positively right now. We wanted to see what it would do today. And, you know, it's somewhat still positive from last week's news. We just need, you know, the next hump, and that is election season, guys. You know, this election season tends election season tends to, really damper things as far as the market goes. So we'll see what happens as far as election season. That's the next hump. We did do the silver cover call, 3 contracts. We did get the 14 cents per share. That is roughly $41 we made. That will go strictly to the mogul pot. So 41, and then plus the 142 that will be added. So around 183 will be added to the pot today. For activities, for research, club research, for funding for the Mogul Fellows Club, guys. So that is pretty much what the recap was towards the profit today. And then we did the Johnson & Johnson buy, deal near oversold values, and then we did do the Tesla trim of 2 shares. And we're going to have to rebuild that position back up once Tesla comes back down. We have it sitting at a 1.6 now quantity. So, we really want to start building our silver position higher. Silver, we like silver as far as running covered calls on every week and taking the small base hits, guys. So yeah, guys, that wraps up today's session. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and get into the Discord to find, everything. Our whole portfolio alerts and everything are in here. So if you did want to, get into the Discord, feel free to do that. I update it every single day, by every single trading day. So if you guys want to get access to this and be able to see what I do with the portfolio, then you need to be in this. And then we are going to be creating a session channel as well. So you guys need to get in there to be able to access these sessions now. So that is that, guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to session number 81. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the outro.